I was at a coin show about a month ago, and then this happened. Hello, silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. And hey, you may have noticed that the opening was an homage to one of the absolute best YouTubers in the world of precious metals. His name is Silver Heist. Let's get back to the story. I was at this coin show, and I wanted to buy a little gold. And this is something that I found. As you can see here, it says 1892. It's Austrian. I believe it's a restrike, but nevertheless, beautiful Austrian gold. And so I'm going to talk about this one a little bit, and we're going to make some comparisons. At that very same coin show, I had the opportunity to buy an American Gold Eagle 1/10 ounce for, and this isn't the one, this is one I had purchased previously, for $220. And after talking to a couple of different dealers, I found one that could sell me one for $217. But before I could pull the trigger on that one, I found this one that I showed you just a moment ago. And obviously you know which one I came home with, this one right here. The weight is slightly less than 1/10 of an ounce. And so that made things a little bit complicated. We're going to talk about the math in detail, Silver Heist style. Okay, let's take a look at this and see what kind of value I got buying that 10 franc versus the 10th ounce Gold Eagle. So as I mentioned earlier, the Gold Eagle's price was $217. The 10 franc was $190. The AGE is 1/10 of an ounce. The 10 franc was 0.0933 of an ounce. So let's do a little price comparison math. You take the 217, you divide it by 0.1, and you get a total of 2170. That is the unit cost per ounce. Back to the good old 10 franc. They divide 190 by 0.0933, and you get this number right here, $2,036. And as you could see, we've got a lower price right here, lower by $134. Now that, my friends, I think is a pretty good value. Hey, let's get back to the coin cave. Okay, I have to be honest with you. I really don't know how Heist does all that chalkboard work. That's not easy, speaking and talking on the chalkboard at the same time. As speaking of Mr. Heist, I would like to publicly say that I created this video at great risk to my kneecaps and overall personal safety. You see, using the name tag, the music, even the chalkboard was a knockoff of the great Silver Heist. And prior to making this video, I did not ask for permission from Mr. Heist. So some of you may know this, but Mr. Heist, he happens to have connections in New York City. So if you don't see any more videos from me, T the Silver Stacker, a situation similar to this may have played out.
What the hell is this?
That's a Sicilian message. It means T sleeps with the fishes.
Okay, guys, I am going to switch gears now, and I'm going to talk about another great value, a company that I've recently learned about called LTMCF, not to be confused with lithium Chile, as I've heard it pronounced. I'm talking about the country Chile, as in South America. The remainder of this video will be a paid programming, but please remember I am not a financial advisor, and I encourage you to do your own due diligence regarding all of your investments. I'll give you a jump start with the who, what, when, where, and why of Lithium Chile. In full disclosure, when I researched this company, I felt compelled myself to make an investment. The U.S. stock symbol is LTMCF. Okay, let's start with the what. Lithium is a chemical element with the symbol Li and atomic number 3. It's a soft, silvery white alkali metal, and under standard conditions, it is the least dense metal and the least dense solid element. Like all alkali metals, lithium is highly reactive. It can be mined in the hard rock form, or in some places on Earth, it can be pumped out of the ground. The latter is the more efficient and desired way to obtain lithium, and that is where Lithium Chile comes in. Chile is one of those places on Earth where the purest forms of lithium can be found. Now, how about the why? Why lithium? Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Elon Musk has revolutionized the automotive industry by making EVs, or electric vehicles, desirable and affordable for the public. Heck, even the big boys are jumping on board now. Did you notice that every car commercial in the Super Bowl was about EVs? I happen to be a Ford man myself, and the new Ford Lightning is very cool. Electric vehicles use lithium batteries. So ask yourself, with gas prices eclipsing $4 per gallon and on their way to $5, do you think consumers will be buying less, the same, or more EVs in the next 5 years? Hey, duh, there will be more EVs on the road in the next 5 years, and that number will be going up exponentially. There's just no other metal that is so essential to the fastest growing industry in the world than lithium. Now, guys, as you do your due diligence, let's talk a little bit about a couple more reasons to consider Lithium Chile. So gold, along with other critical commodities, certainly energy-related ones such as oil, natural gas, uranium, and lithium, are coveted by all countries, which do not want to rely on commerce and actually source it from the ground. Why are commodities experts calling lithium the white oil of the 2020s? It's simple. The secular bull market in lithium will be driven by global demand for electric vehicles, which numerous state and national governments are incentivizing or even requiring. For instance, the states of California and Washington have already said they will phase out gasoline-fueled cars. Moreover, the U.S. government's infrastructure plan specifically allocates $174 billion, hey, that's billion with a B, investment for vehicle electrification. Meanwhile, the EU has set a goal of reducing overall greenhouse gas emissions by 55% by 2030. Some countries will even outlaw the sale of diesel and petrol vehicles soon. Norway plans to do this by 2025. That's just right around the corner. As a result, European electric vehicle ownership should soar up to 40 million by 2030. As long as the size of the electric vehicle market continues to grow, so will the demand for lithium. By market cap, Tesla has become the world's most valuable automaker. Just that company alone will require vast quantities of lithium. And as I mentioned earlier, automakers like GM and Volkswagen have committed to invest billions of dollars to transition from internal combustion engines to electric vehicles and trucks. Now let's talk about the when. So when is the right time to get involved? Hey, remember when I was talking about value earlier? Take a look at the Lithium Chile chart. In the last 6 months, you can see two things. Number one, the trend is going upward. Number two, recently the stock price has taken a little dip. Whether it's precious metals or stocks, what do you hear everyone always saying? Buy the dip. That's what I did, but don't buy because I did. Do your own research. Let's take a look at the big picture. You know how silver and gold have a spot price? Well, you might not have looked lately, but so does lithium. Check this out. Quite a chart, huh? Let's talk about where. Lithium Chile has most of its projects, as you guessed it, in Chile. However, they have ventured into Argentina just a bit. The area that they've been exploring and have been making impressive finds in is called the Lithium Triangle. Guess who else is sniffing around that triangle and making billion-dollar purchases? Hey, China. The whole world is going to need massive amounts of lithium. Now, next we talk about the WHO. Who is in charge of this company? Well, an experienced team of winners, that's who. They're led by Steve Cochran. Mr. Cochran has 36 years of investment industry experience, during which he has participated in raising in excess of $500 million for a variety of small cap public companies in various businesses and industry sectors, including mining. Take a look at this 20-second video on Mr. Cochran, and I think in that short period of time, you'll be able to see the enthusiasm he has for Lithium Chile.
We're in the right sector. I mean, lithium is white hot. And more importantly, because of this transition to electric mobility, right? We think the sector is going to stay hot for a long time. But also, we're in the right jurisdiction. I mean, South America is stable. South America has the highest known reserves of lithium in the world and the lowest cost. So what better place to be than we are right now?
Now, it's all starting to sound pretty darn good, isn't it? Let's talk about the how. There are two hows here. The first is, how do they do it? In its simplest terms, they acquire the property, they pump the lithium out of the ground, and they use an evaporation process that is far superior to the hard rock methods used elsewhere. Lithium Chile's processes result in higher grade lithium and at a far lower cost. Now, the second how is how you get involved. You can start, like I mentioned earlier, by doing your due diligence by clicking on the links to Lithium Chile's website, which can be found down in the video description below. I wish you the best as you do your research, and I'm glad to be a small part of your process. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. T.